How do we know that sea levels are rising? Throughout Florida's geologic history, sea levels have risen and fallen numerous times. However, since the beginning of the Industrial Revolution, sea level rise has been accelerating. Tide gauge data obtained by NOAA and NASA satellite images have documented this acceleration. Scientists monitoring these changes can only provide estimates of the actual amount of increases we'll see in Florida's future. Key West has one of the oldest tide gauges, dating back to the early 1900s, and has recorded a rise of more than 7 inches in the last 100 years, with more than 5 of those inches in the last 60 years. You're probably wondering why this is happening. There are 2 main causes for sea level rise. The melting of glaciers and ice sheets is probably what most people think of when they imagine rising sea levels. In the last century, glaciers worldwide have been retreating, with the rate of retreat accelerating in the last decade. Scientists are also very concerned about the melting of Earth's 2 main ice sheets in Antarctica and Greenland. But there is another more important cause for the current increase that we've seen in the last few decades.
So the most important cause of sea level rise over the past century is thermal expansion. And what that means is that the temperature of the Earth is warmed, including the ocean water. As the ocean water warms, it expands, it takes up more volume. And as a result of that, because the ocean basins hold a fixed amount of water, the expansion of the ocean water leads to an increase in sea level rise.
How will rising sea levels impact South Florida? There is no doubt that the acceleration in sea level rise will continue. With these changes already in the pipeline, it is clear that the residents in South Florida and other regions impacted by rising seas will experience negative impacts. So what else are Florida's agencies and public organizations doing? At the upcoming Sea Level Rise Summit in Boca Raton, Florida, more than 40 local and national experts will be addressing these issues in a diverse range of panel sessions. Here with more about this conference is Summit Coordinator Beth Hartman.
We hope that you'll join us at the summit as leaders in the local, state, and federal government agencies, insurance and reinsurance industries, disaster preparedness, water utilities, transportation, and state universities all present their research and plans to prepare Florida for the effects of sea level rise. Please register today.
The impacts of sea level rise are not just a problem for distant generations, but one that will affect our children.
Well, the truth of the matter is, when we start looking at this level of sea level rise in the last 30 to 50 years, and we translate that to this much sea level rise for our children, and then this much sea level rise for our grandchildren, we start to realize that if we don't start doing something today, we're going to be in trouble. Our grandchildren are going to be in severe trouble. So how do we address the research, the science? What do we do today? And as we begin to work with our partners, we can make sure that our science and their mission, our mission and their mission begin to merge.